Last week on modJOBS, we took our 2012 Ford Mustang to Eibach to upgrade the suspension, tested its handling capabilities out at the Irwindale Speedway, and we talked to our designers as we get ready to move over to the interior and exterior modifications. Beautiful news. Bye-bye. Okay. Welcome back. I'm Alan Taylor. It is modJOBS on eBay Motors. Today we're going to go over to Rich Evans Designs. Revo's going to stop by. He's going to tell us what he's going to do on the interior of the car today. And I get a special chance to talk to Henry Ford III. Let's roll.
We're here at Rich Evans Design Shop right in beautiful sunny Southern California. Now I've got an iPhone and an iPad like everybody these days. These things are very cool in new cars. Now Revo, how are we going to integrate this into a car?
We're going to go ahead and throw this up in the same spot that the original stereo system's in, and basically we're going to make this where it pops in and out. They want to take it with them, they want to leave it in, it's up to them. And they can actually access everything on the iPad. It'll be on the 3G network.
I like it. And one of the cool things we're also going to talk about, and you're going to have to wait to see this one, is Revo here has got his eye on some really cool software that when you're at the track with a car, you can actually look at all the sensors inside the car, bring them up on your iPad. But before we let you go, we got to talk a little bit about interior pieces too.
Yeah, we got a lot going on with Rhino as far as the whole fiberglass headliner that's going up in here. What I'd like to do is try to get best of both worlds. Get some upholstery up there with some suede, leather dash, leather seats, leather console, leather door inserts, and bring that thing home for you guys.
I like it. Stay tuned. This thing's going to be bitchin'. While Revo and Monster take out the interior of the modJOBS Mustang, you have to realize it's a little bit different than the 60s. There's wiring and harnesses that have something to do with either the airbags or pressure sensors, but these guys are going to do it right. All right, we're all done taking the Mustang apart for today, and we're going to head over to Revo's shop, Stitchcraft, and show you what really goes into making a custom interior. We are here in the war room at Stitchcraft. This is the machine that separates the men from the boys. It's even done stuff for the Fast and the Furious. Well, you know what? This is the headrest off the modJOBS Mustang. I think it's time for you and I to get to work.
First thing we do, everything's made with sew margins, and we start at the seams.
You're cutting just the stitching.
We're taking the stitching back out.
Now you got to realize there's about 200 some odd pieces in a Mustang interior, but right now we're going to plot this. Now you need my help a little bit here, Revo?
As long as I add these margins, then we'll know exactly where to stitch it up when it comes time to sew it.
All right, what Revo's doing right now is getting this ready to be plotted and designed on one board. It crams it into one computer. Then it sends it to this computer to plot cut for whatever material we choose on the brand new headrest.
And that's where it'll cut. You press next 2 times, then it's go time. It'll cut the notches first, giving us our sew margin. And that it tells us it's going to take 23 seconds total cut time. For that, we can lift this piece off.
Oh, look at that, perfect templates.
It'll nest everything all into one 400-piece deal and cut it all at one time.
We will be the Mustache Twins. This is amazing technique, and it's time to let the pros do the real work, but that's why they call it modJOBS. If you know Rich Evans, you know his designs are spectacular. I want to get to work, and I know you're going to work me like a dog.
Oh, I want you to get to work.
But let's talk about what we're going to do this.
You know, the 2012 Mustang is really cool. I just want to simplify it a little bit. I'm going to take a little bit of Rich Evans and tone it down a little bit on this build, but still add some cool elements to it.
Well, besides another set of these bitchin' BFGs for the front, what do we got planned for the nose of this Mustang, Rich?
You know, the Mustang's already looking pretty cool. We don't really have to do a lot. Focus on this grille area. Bring in a nice little insert, and we'll utilize this area down here. I just want to give that front end just a little bit more aggressive and pop a scoop on here. We'll insert here, so it'll look aggressive, it'll look cool, it'll be one of its kind.
One of our partners we have to make sure and thank are Ford Motor Company for the modJOBS Mustang. In just a second, Alan Taylor wants to sit down with Henry Ford III. Let's go see what they have to say.
So we have a rare opportunity to have Henry Ford III here with us. And Henry, first of all, thank you very much.
Yeah, you too.
You're like royalty in the car guy world to us muscle car loving American folks.
Yeah.
We're building this hot rod, this muscle car that I think the people that are enthusiasts will really connect with. We got Edelbrock involved, and Eibach, and Hurst, and all the iconic names, and of course Ford Motor Company. But what's it like to be a Ford family member, but carry that name, Henry Ford? Just kind of like you're cool with it now at this point, and you're 31 years old, right?
Yep. I think I mean, it's not something that I really think about every day. I don't know, I mean, I show up to work just like everybody else does. I don't expect to be treated any differently. And
what are you doing in the company?
My job is, I'm what's called a zone manager, so I have a zone of dealers that I'm responsible for, and I work with them to try and sell cars.
So your dad, Edsel Ford II, he was here at the Peterson Automotive Museum. We're in the vault. There's millions and millions of dollars worth of cars here, but maybe you could tell us real quick about the car upstairs that they showed tonight.
Yeah, it's a 1934 Model 40 Speedster, and it was a car that my great-grandfather Edsel Ford had commissioned for him personally back in 1934. And it's a modified 34 Speedster. The chassis is a little bit lowered, and so it's got sort of a lowered, kind of a longer look. And then Edsel died in 1943, so his wife at the time, Eleanor, sold it, not thinking that anyone would ever want to keep it around.
Imagine that.
Right. So Bill Warner found it in '99, took it to Amelia Island. John O'Quinn bought it. John O'Quinn unfortunately passed away. We bought it from his estate and took it to RM Auctions and had it restored back to its original 1940 specifications, which it is now, and here we are today.
Well, certainly was great to be with you, man.
Yeah, you too.
The Ford family and the whole Ford company, we're so glad that you guys have done things the way you have through these tough times.
Thank you.
And we're just glad you could come hang with us here at the Peterson.
Well, thank you. It's
thank
been
you
an honor.
again.
Thank you.
Next week on modJOBS.
Dennis is going to head out to the Irwindale Speedway with Vaughn Gittin Jr. He's the 2010 Formula D champion. And guess what? There's some racing going on right now. He's going to teach Dennis a thing or two, and you want to watch.